Hey everybody, this is your daily spirit lift from Pastor Joseph, and I am over here at the East Suburban Unitarian Universalist Church on Sardis Road on a very rainy Friday, and I want to talk to you about a spiritual practice that this church has that is just remarkable and wonderful. I called them and asked if I could shoot over here, and they said yes, and I'm grateful for that. What they have in their side yard is a spiritual practice that goes all the way back to the Middle Ages and beyond, and it's called a labyrinth. And what it is about, as best I can tell, this is something that's new to me. I know Eileen Siegfried at Emmanuel Church had used this before, and we have one someplace. It's missing at the moment, a portable labyrinth that Eileen made when she was Christian education coordinator. Unfortunately, we don't exactly know where it is right now. But anyway, the labyrinth is an old way of walking mindfully. And it goes back to the Middle Ages and even earlier than that. Normally you wouldn't be doing it the way I am, walking and talking at the same time, but you would be taking your time mindfully going on this journey. And what I love about the labyrinth as a journey is the spiritual life is a journey. So taking this path reminds you of other maps you've read when you have gone on vacation, say, or if you are somebody who likes to camp or hike. And the labyrinth reminds you of that the journey of life is a map as well. The journey of faith is a map as well. Think of Abraham leaving his homeland because God instructed him to go to the promised land. Think of Joseph and how Joseph in the Old Testament ends up going through a very convoluted way of saving his family and his dreams coming true. The map of Joseph's life would be a very complicated one. And our own lives are complicated maps, punctuated by important life events, births, sicknesses, deaths. And what I really love about the labyrinth is it is multi-purpose. You enter it in whatever spiritual space you come into. If a map is the important image for you, that's the image that you can reflect on as you're walking. But it's also, a maze. So maybe sports are your preferred metaphors, your preferred symbol for the spiritual life. And this maze reminds you of a particular way in which you've been involved in sporting events. So how is it that this spiritual life is like sporting events? You can use that as a symbol to think about. It also is round, relatively round. It reminds me of the sun and the moon and the earth. I feel very connected to creation when I'm walking this labyrinth and meditating. It helps if it's outside. I've never, well, I have actually. I've walked ones inside as well, but still there's sort of a reminder of the earth. It's also a reminder for me of, it even looks, sort of artistically, it looks like the orbit of the planets and the stars across the sky. I love that. I love that thing here with the Labyrinth. Jennifer and I, in the year 2000, we had the privilege in Turkey of seeing the whirling dervishes in Turkey, the Muslim mystics, Sufi mystics, who dance this tremendous dance that symbolically reminds us of how we are set in motion. It's very cosmic. And the Labyrinth reminds me of that too. How we are all part of the cosmic order, and how Jesus was. He had times and seasons in his life, times of sleeping and eating, rising and going to bed. How the prayers of the Psalms, the book of Psalms, are very often connected to morning and evening. And I just find the Labyrinth is a really rich symbol for me to contemplate. And it's very helpful. Now, I don't expect you to have one of these in your backyard. Maybe you know of where they are. Maybe you've never heard of a Labyrinth before, but there are places all around the Pittsburgh area that have them. Maybe you're familiar with one. If you are, comment down in the spaces below. But you don't have to have a Labyrinth to use the Labyrinth walk. It's really about being mindful of where you are going in life, how you've emerged. And so I'll leave you with this. The image that comes to me today, and perhaps because it's totally it's raining outside and I'm thinking of rain and I'm thinking of water. The Labyrinth today reminds me of the baptismal font, the place we all start our journey in the Christian life. So today I'm going to spend a lot of time thinking about and praying about baptism. The Labyrinth today reminds me of baptism and rebirth and new birth. And as we emerge from this labyrinth, as I emerge from this labyrinth, we remember that we are baptized and that God has called us into relationship with Him, and that we start our journey here at this font. We start our journey here with water and word. We start our journey in the Jordan River, of all places, where we are baptized and brought into God's holy presence. All right, blessings to you all. Good to be with you. Take some time today to remember and recall. Remember and recall your baptism. Remember and recall if you were old enough to remember it. What was it like? What was the feeling? If you can't remember your baptism, baptisms that you have been witness to. And I hope to see you all soon. Thanks for being with me today. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you soon. All right, blessings, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Bye.